Greetings, Techlings. I've been playing the excellent remake of the 1997 classic puzzle game Riven, now in true 3D, and I want to show the performance on my GPU, an Intel Arc A770. The game's graphical settings are graded from low, medium, high to epic. There are primarily two settings that affect both the performance and visual quality: shadows and effects. What shadows do should be obvious. Effects, though, seems to primarily impact the ocean render. The game also utilizes FSR 2.2 for upscaling, and it looks absolutely superb. Even on my 4K TV, I am barely able to notice any difference with FSR enabled, at least on the quality setting. Lower settings will of course be noticeable. So the first performance comparison will be for FSR. First in 1440 and then in 2160 using the Epic preset. So as you can see, with FSR I'm getting 28 FPS higher on average. Switching to 4K, without FSR enabled, the FPS drops below 30, which I find too low even for playing a puzzle game like this. Based on the better performance with FSR and only a minor drop in quality, for this GPU at least, I don't see any reason not to enable it. So the rest of the video will be showcasing the game with FSR on quality. To round off the video, I will show gameplay with two different graphics configurations I've used while playing through the game. Firstly, with resolution of 1440, I use the Epic preset. I like a field of view of 110. I enabled VSync and then used a program called Riven to limit the FPS to 60. This is a good way to get a smoother experience. I find that using Riven rather than limiting FPS in-game gives more consistent frame times. I've not limited the FPS right now, just so you can see the actual potential performance with this setting. The other configuration I've used was for playing on my 4K TV, setting the resolution to 2160 and then using the high preset, but then lowering anti-aliasing and increasing textures. For this setup, I limit the FPS to 40 using Riven. Overall, I would say the game runs well on this GPU. I've had no stutter and the controls are responsive. If you're wondering about performance in 1080, I can say that it achieves above 60 FPS on the Epic preset, even without FSR. I remember seeing the covers for Myst and Riven when I was a child, but I never played them. Uru was the first game I played in this franchise, back when I was a teenager, but I never finished it. This remake of Riven is my first complete playthrough in this franchise, and I'm hooked to dive into the other games and go back to Uru. The ages you travel to in the Myst games feels like they were born old, which I suppose might be the case. The world of Riven seems familiar enough to our own at a glance. Take away the steampunkish architecture and islands like these could maybe exist somewhere, but I can't help get this eerie feeling that beyond the horizon nothing exists. No continents, no planet, no universe. Just this one bubble in a starry expanse.